Hello, River City Pentecostals. Thank you for joining us today for our Bible devotional. I want to say that I love and I miss each and every one of you, and I cannot wait until we're able to assemble together once again in the house of the Lord. I know that God is going to show up, and I know that God is going to do great things. Today in our Bible devotion, we're going to be reading from Matthew chapter 11, verse 28 through 29. And it says, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you, and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and you shall find rest unto your souls." I know that we all have been faced with this pandemic of COVID-19, and fear has tried to set into our lives and trying to ruin our days with doubt, anxiety, depression, and heaviness of hearts. I'm not going to lie. I know that the struggle has been tough. I know that the struggle has been real. But I had to come to realize that my plan isn't always His plan. Never in my day did I ever think that I would be closing my business due to a pandemic. The first thing that went through my mind the day that I closed my business was fear. I feared that how am I, the head of my household, going to be able to provide for me and my family? Are my kids gonna be able to eat? Are we gonna keep our home? Is my business that we worked so hard to establish gonna be there when we get back? It broke my heart, and it brought fear into my mind. I find it to be God today that has given me this opportunity to speak before you today on this topic about finding rest in Him. I had several confirmations just this week that came to me and assured me that everything is going to be all right. One of my former pastor's wives called me earlier this week and said that she woke up in the middle of the night with a burden on her shoulders for me and my family. She said that the Spirit of the Lord came into the room that she was in, and she began to weep and cry and travail in the Spirit for us. And she said during her prayer, God assured her that everything was going to be all right. Earlier this week, I was driving down the road, and I had a man from Mississippi that I had never met before, nor had I ever talked to before, call me up and tell me that God put us on His mind to tell us that everything was going to be all right. You see, sometimes we go through these testing grounds in life, and we might not understand why God has brought us to this place. But I want to encourage somebody today. You might feel like the world around you is crashing down. You might feel like that God has left you all alone and God has forgotten about you and He isn't listening to you. You may feel like there's no peace, there's no hope, there's no joy. You may be feeling that you're hanging at the end of your rope and you're about to fall. You may feel like your soul is weary and you're tired. You've been trying and it still doesn't work. You've been pushing, but your arms are tired. You keep going, but your legs are exhausted. You want to, but even your thoughts are drained. You try to sleep at night, but you can't get a good night's rest because the enemy is running rampant through your mind. You sit up and now your eyes are filled with tears. You keep praying and it seems like there's no end to your grief. You're still going to the doctor and recovery still hasn't came. You're in the church and the enemy still has your phone number. Now you're weary, you're wounded, you're bruised, but still trying to go. I simply stopped by to tell you today, weary servant, to simply rest a while. See, you can't do it all. You can't be everything for everybody. You can't make something work that won't work. You can't figure it all out, no matter how hard you try. We get so busy, caught up in our daily lives, that we forget to take a moment to rest in Him. Understand this today. We are in His hands. He is forming us for something greater. Today, I want to encourage you, my friend, that if you would call on the name of the Lord, you will find rest in Him. This rest I am talking about today is rest for your soul. Physical exhaustion can affect us spiritually. Today, I believe that Jesus would tell you the same things He told others in the Bible. He would say, I'm not here to condemn you, but to save you. I'm not here to make your life more difficult, but to give you freedom, hope, and a future. Perhaps we would even imagine that God would be so disappointed in us because we have failed in so many areas of our lives. Jesus knew what it was like to be weary. Jesus knew what it was like to be burdened. He knew what it was like to be rejected and ridiculed. He knew what it was like to be on the outside looking in. Jesus grew up labeled as many different things, and I am sure that most of you listening today was labeled something in your life that you know that you are not. So when Jesus spoke these words in Matthew chapter 11 to the common people listening to Him, He spoke as if He knew the struggles that they were facing. Many of them were likely poor and faced a challenge just to feed themselves and their families. Jesus loved the common people, and He helped them out every opportunity that He could. These verses give us a glimpse of Jesus during His ministry here on the earth. Jesus was speaking life. Jesus was speaking hope. He was speaking rest, and He was speaking peace to people who were hurting, who were tired, and who were beaten down on life. Jesus extends the same invitation to us today. And this is what I'm talking about here today. It is the word used in Mark chapter 6 and verse 31. Then, because so many people were coming and going that they did not even have a chance to eat, He said to them, come with me by yourselves to a quiet place and get some rest. I believe Jesus was saying, I will refresh you. I will restore you. I will help recover your strength. Come to me, all you that are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. I want to tell you, River City Pentecostals, stay encouraged. Believe God. I know that God is doing great things, and God is preparing the church for a mighty, great harvest and a mighty revival. I want you to be encouraged today, friends. Stay close, stay connected, and be encouraged in the name of Jesus Christ. I love you. Until we meet again, God bless you. God bless your family during this time.